Hello guys. I honestly I was debating filming this because I was like, I don't really have that much to talk about at this point in time because I didn't really do much this month. However, here we are and I decided what I'm gonna do anyways. There's like a bunch of different reasons why. Mostly because I'm not gonna be here for a couple of weeks. I'm leaving to go spend my mom's birthday and my best friend, and so I won't be here. So it's like, well, I might as well film everything that I want to film now, if you understand. And so when I come back, I'll at least have some videos out, so like if I don't get to film like as soon as I get back, then I have something in like storage to like put for you. But with that being said, let's get into it. I once again have I cover this up. I once again have my green box. If you saw my other video from last month, you will be very familiar with this box. But it is pretty empty in comparison to how it was last month. Mostly because these are all genuine empties. Lies. There's some that aren't empties, but we'll discuss that. But let's get into it. The first one I want to talk about is this. This is empty now. It's only 15 mils. So I've been trying to see if I can like break it apart on camera for you guys. Because if I can't, I can. Oh my gosh. Why is it like, what does it see like there's still products in here? Is there? Was I bamboozled? I don't know if you can actually pull this out any further, but you can see here, if like the camera will focus on this, you can see that it's like there's still some like product in here. I don't think it will come out. I hope it will. Let's just break it. We'll go back in. It will. It just needs me to. Will it not? Did I actually just break it now? Wait. Yeah. I don't think it's gonna work. But I was like scared about pulling it out the first time because I was like, I don't know if this will do anything, if it will work. No. My thoughts on this product while I'm trying to fix this. I love this. I have such a love-hate relationship with this product, and I love it because of the type of product it is. I've been using it for about 2 months, but only in the mornings. So it's not like 2 months morning and evening, it's just mornings. And I can honestly say that I have seen a difference between when I stopped using it to when I was using it. So I do want to say that this is a really good product to have. Now, my downside to this, the price. Have you seen the price of this product? This is a $200, and not the 50 mil, but the 50 mil, which is what I would buy if I were buying an actual moisturizer. I got this in a box in one of my advent calendars for Christmas, so that's what I was trying to get. But the 50 mil of this product is 230 quid, 230 pounds if you live outside the UK. But it's such a good product, and so I'm so on the fence about whether or not I would repurchase this. I don't know if it's actually done. I'm just gonna there's still some in, like not much, but it's usually like way more than what normally comes out. But this is such a nice product, and I know I have two thoughts. It reminds me very similar to, so it reminds me, like, you can see the difference with my arms, with my hands. Like you can see this one is like super hydrated and this one is like still very dry, right? I just cut myself with my eye. I didn't, it's fine. But this product, I find it very similar in how I feel texture wise to my Weleda cream, to the Weleda Rich / Light cream. And I think it's like very similar because they have the rich cream and the regular cream in the Augustina's one, but the Weleda one also has like a light cream versus a rich cream. And so I feel like they're kind of similar. I do have my Weleda with me, like my rich cream. So I'm gonna test that. So now, like, I'll be 2 seconds. So I have it with me. So I'm gonna try it on my other hand. think you can see there, and I'm just gonna rub it out. And the one thing I can say immediately off the bat about the Weleda cream is that it is fragranced. That I think is the biggest turnoff for a lot of people in regards to this cream, that it is quite fragranced. And I think if it wasn't, it would be the perfect moisturizer for anyone who has dry skin. Like, they are both, I think, I do not have the ingredients on this. I'll just look up the ingredients and let you know. But I think they are both water and oil. I know this for a fact that this is a water and oil emulsion. And essentially what that means is, unlike a lot of creams that are very lightweight and tend to be a bit more hydrating on the skin, these are very occlusive products, and it essentially just locks in all the moisture that is on your face. And these do it really well because oil-based products tend to trap moisture versus releasing it. You tend to find that in things like your lip balms, or I don't know, what else would you find that in? Like certain moisturizers, certain body creams, certain body lotions, stuff like that. And so any water and oil product, you'll tend to find that. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was trying to remember how this was spelled. I spelled it correctly. I did not spell it correctly. Google just corrected me. They have a new 100ml formula, which is what broke my heart, because I'm like, oh, how dare you have a 100ml formula. Oh my gosh. No, because I'm just on the website right now. First time on the website. I normally Club Beauty, so that's where I'm normally at, but I'm realizing that they have an auto replenish part. So essentially, like, if you saw that I pulled this out earlier, you can see that there is a little sachet with product in it. I'm assuming that their auto replenish is essentially just giving you a sachet and then you just put it back into the package. And I don't hate that. I know there's a lot of concern over people with greenwashing and whether or not they think, you know, why don't they just give you that product in and of itself? Why have the thingy refill or whatever? But I think sometimes it works in regards to this, because it is just like in a little bag, and it's just the very thin bag with the product in, and then you have the actual dispenser part, which works, I think. Because it's very similar to like refillable shampoos. You get in like a pouch and you just pour it into the product. It's very similar to that. It's less plastic that you're utilizing in the long term, and it may not seem that way in the initial sense, but when you look at it, it does produce not much, I want to say, because you are using like a plastic package to transport and whatever. But that initial package, which probably contains twice as much plastic in that one container than the pouch refill, it does work. So for me, that makes sense. But that is a whole other product. I was genuinely trying to figure out if this was an oil and water cream. I'm trying to see the ingredients. There we go. You see ingredients. It contains sunflower seed oil, squalene, glycerin. Yeah, this is definitely a water and oil cream based on just the initial ingredients. You tend to find that by looking at the ingredients in the beginning. If you tend to find that your initial ingredients tend to be more oils than they are liquids. So you obviously see glycerin as one of the first main ingredients. That is a water-based product. However, glycerin in and of itself can also be used as a texturizer, so it gives like a nice smooth feel. It's not silicone, so it's, I really don't know how to explain that word, but it does work. And you have a lot of hydrating or, you know, thickening essentially ingredients, because you have tocopherol, which is vitamin E. You have xanthan gum, which is a thickener in and of itself, so it gives it a thicker consistency. Not much, because it's already a thick product is oil. And then one determining factor that you can always find with water and oil emulsions is that you have sodium chloride, and putting a salt salts are used as stabilizers in these emulsions, because water and oils don't tend to mix very well, especially because the oil phase is in a much larger concentration than the water phase, and they tend to want to separate much easier. So your stabilizer tends to be much more needed. So you tend to see a lot more salts in these, and it's the most common one is sodium chloride. I can promise you that the most common one is sodium chloride. So you can always look for that if you're trying to figure out whether or not it's a more hydrating moisturizer or if it's a more occlusive moisturizer, right? With that being said, I think I just like rambled for 10 minutes on just this one thing. Would I repurchase this? Yes. Do I think it's worth it? Let's do like a comparison here. So here's one thing that I can tell. When you put this on your hand, I'm not gonna say it dries down, but it is smoothed. So I'm not gonna feel the oil. I can still feel this on my hand. It's not very strong, but I can still run my hand along here and I could feel the excess of oil. Here, I don't feel that. It's not a turn off for me either way. I don't care. The only time it really bothers me is if it's in regards to moisture makeup, when it's an overly greasy feel on my face. But if I'm just wearing a moisturizer and then I'm putting an SPF on top of it, I don't really have a preference. So that is very much for you. If you don't care about fragrance, you probably will like this if you have dry skin. If you do care about fragrance and you can afford it, I'll probably look for a non-fragranced drugstore version to this, because if I can find one, I'll talk about it. But other than that, I do think they're very similar creams. I would use both. I've repurchased this so many times. I have this in every single bag that I have, because I love this as a product. I do. And getting to use this, I've always been curious about whether or not this is actually a good product, and I do like it, and I do think that they've created a really nice formula. I just don't know if a $200 price tag is worth it. They do come in 50 mils, which are 150 pounds, so it's slightly less, right? But it's 20 mils less for basically 100 pounds less. I don't know, so it's really up to you how you want to interpret that. They also sell it in the 15 mils, so this is an actual full size version of the cream for 75 pounds. This 15 mil is 75 pounds. I think you'd have to really love this as a product. Just like how La Mer, you'd have to love La Mer to purchase it. I do think you have to love this product to purchase it. So would I keep this in my arsenal? Yes. Am I probably gonna repurchase it anytime soon? No. Because I do have this and I do love this. And I think it's a nicer alternative if it's just for moisturizing my skin. So those are my thoughts. One product that I have to bring into this that I don't want to is this. I hadn't put it in my box yet, but I'm gonna have to. Oh, it's not done. I thought it was. Last night when I was checking it, I thought it was done, but I'm guessing the products need to settle. So I'm gonna leave that in my arsenal. You'll probably see it next month then, since it's all actually that close to finished. And we're gonna move on to my body, because like I said, I don't have that much product, so it's not gonna be much. It's not gonna be a long video, unless I just ramble for 20 minutes. But this product is my dream. It's the Christmas Fenty body cream, and I've had this for so long. You can't see it, but I do have the trio that they released as a Christmas set. So the normal, this one, and the vanilla. I do have that trio just behind me in my one of my cubbies. I call them cubbies. They're so cute. But this product, I love this. It's such an amazing, like, this is thick. This is a water cream, which will surprise a lot of people. I'm just gonna like put this on my hand. So it's a water-based cream. It's not an oil and water cream. It's a water and oil. It's not water and oil, it's an oil and water. Which means that it is more hydrating than it is moisturizing, right? However, this does have a large oil concentration. So that shocked me, because you would never have guessed that from that. I don't know if you can see the sparkles, because it sparkles. Yeah, I'm a child. You probably see it on my hands more. But this really is like light glitter onto your body. And it smells cinnamonous. It smells cinnamon. And I've had this for a while. I've had this since last year. So that's to tell you just how amazing this product is. I thought that I've had it for over a year. And I don't mean last year Christmas. I mean 2022. I've had this since they first released it in 2022. So this for me was a big deal because it was like, oh my god, this is a crystal limited edition. I didn't want to get rid of the packaging because I know you can refill it. So like all Fenty's other products, you can just push. I can get it to work. If you can just push this, there we go, push this in and it pops out, and you just have the ring with the cover on, and you can just keep this part and then refill it with whatever you want. So they did sell these, I think, during Christmas as refills, so you could get these as refills, but I never repurchased it over Christmas. I don't know why, but then when it came out last year again, I just went and bought the 3-pack because I didn't get the vanilla one. I probably should have. I procrastinated for so long to get the vanilla one, mostly because I'm not a vanilla person, so the fragrance wasn't gonna be my favorite, and I wasn't gonna repurchase it just for the sake of purchasing that. But then when they came out as a trio for Christmas, I was like, well, it's a trio, I'm not really losing money. And I paid I think I bought it on sale, so it was close to the end of the year and they had it on sale, and I was like, you know what, let me just purchase this. So I did. I'm very happy I did because I do love them and I love to smell them just to like take them out and give them a whiff. And this is a very strong scent. It's not bad, it's not strong as in like overpowering, it's just like really nice. So like if someone walks past you and they're wearing this, you can probably smell it, and it's a very like gingerbread. It's not cinnamon, it's gingerbread. I know that it's classed as cinnamon, but I can smell the cinnamon. Like you can get it as like an afternote, but your initial fragrances are gingerbread. So would I ever repurchase this? 100%. This is amazing, especially for Christmas. But when you want to like go out, if you're going out at night to an event and it's Christmas time, I would definitely wear this, especially because Christmas is very gingerbread-esque, and so that makes perfect sense. Now we're gonna move on to a completely different category. So we're talking about my skincare and body care, and now we're gonna move on to hair care. I love this. I have the price tag on it in the back. But this is the haircare. I think it will not focus on the camera. There we go. It's the haircare buttercream. So it's number 3. They're classed in categories, I think, how they do there. So you have 1, which is I think cleanse, 2, which is hydrate, and 3, which is style. And I think you have like others like 4 and 5, which is like oil and stuff like that. And I've used their shampoo, I've used their conditioner, I've used their leave-in, and I've used their, what else have I used from them? I think I've used something else, and then I've used this. This is my second bottle, or my second tub of this product. And do I love it? Yes. Do I think it does what it says it does? Yes. Well, it's like completely empty, by the way. So like I can't even scrape anything off of it. Do I think that it has a very distinct smell? It's like when you smell it, you know what you're getting. But I don't hate it. Would I repurchase this again? Like I said, this is my second tub, and I don't know if I would repurchase this. I would not repurchase it, but for the current moment in time, I don't know if I would. I probably would, to mix it with my current hair care products. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it somewhere, so you can see like my wash routine and my hair care routine. But I wouldn't mix it into, I would like put it into that. So I'd put it after I moisturize my scalp, I'd put it there, and then I'd oil it over. I'd use the Blue Magic over it. So I would do that, but I don't think other than that, I would probably keep it as like by itself. For myself personally, I don't think it works well as a lone product. So I don't think that if I were going to just put it in my hair and leave it, it would work well, because I've realized that does not work with this product specifically. With another product, I don't have that. I don't have that. I got rid of it. It was the pattern styling cream. That can work by itself. And I got compliments on my hair while I was using the product amazingly. And I haven't used it since I cut my hair, but I would repurchase that before I repurchase this product, because I think that is a better hydrator than this product is, which I think is so odd because that is an actual styling cream. This is more of an actual, they're both styling creams, I think. I'm just gonna double check that. They're both styling creams, yeah. But I would purchase that one before I purchase this one because I think that one works better for my hair than this one. This I think is a little bit too heavy. I realized when I put it in, my hair starts to just drop. And I'm not a fan of that. I don't like when products weigh on my hair, especially because my hair is already very fine. And so it gets weighed down very easily, and if it's too heavy, it will not look good. It just becomes overly greasy, and it doesn't work. That, and I don't think it stays very well. So I think by the second day, like I put it in today, and by tomorrow my hair is dry again. With the pattern cream, I can keep it in for like 2 days, 3 days, and you'll still feel my hair and it's super hydrated, right? So that I would not repurchase it for. And then we're gonna talk about this. Oh my god. This is essentially a full bottle. Ooh. This is like a full bottle, right? This is supposed to be a leave-in cream, and I don't know if I wanna, but I will sacrifice my hair for this video, for the sake of this video. But I'm gonna demonstrate. I don't know if it's even gonna show. Imagine if it doesn't, and you're probably gonna be like, why are you throwing such a perfectly good product away? It's not. So you're supposed to put it in your hair, and your hair is supposed to be wet, but I'm just gonna do it on my dry hair anyways. My hair has some product, well not product, mousse in, because I had it in yesterday. Would it even work? It's essentially, you're supposed to apply it to your hair. I probably should have done this before, so I could have just shown you while, because I don't think it's going to show you now because it's going to be wet. But see, when you put this in, one, it just frizzes my entire hair up, so that's one. And then two, once it dries in my hair, it's very white. Like you can see the white and it just starts to flake, and I don't like that. I think if you're gonna give me a leave-in conditioner, especially because it's classed as a leave-in conditioner, it's not supposed to flake. It's supposed to be the type of moisturizer that you use and that's it. You don't have to worry about that. But this does not do that at all. It does not do that at all. It's such a terrible product. And I know that Umberto isn't essentially a curly hair, well, at least not my hair type of person. You can just see the extras, like, oh, it's so frizzy. But it's fine. It's very sticky, so it's you can feel my hands are very sticky. So it's just all around a terrible product, and I would never recommend this to anyone. I have another product by them, and I do love that product more, but I have only used it once. I feel like I need to use it again, and that is a styling product. And it was because I was too lazy to buy the pattern. And see, this is why you should stick to things that you know. Do not look at something and be like, oh my god, it's nice. No, stick to what you know. But this product I would not ever recommend to anyone. I would just toss it in the bin. I wouldn't give this to anyone I know. That would be just mean. But yeah. Next, most of this I think is gonna be hair care, because I think most of it I do hair care. You can see that I've used this bottle, but there's still some product in here. And that brings me to my first point. Do not, if you're gonna buy this product, and I don't hate the product, so it's not that, but it is the curl conditioner oiling cream from Curlsmith. If you're gonna buy this product, this is the bigger, this is the biggest that they have, the 473 mils. It's 16 ounces. They have an 8 ounce, a 256, I think. And this in this package is not a good idea, because it's such a thick cream, and I mean this is like such a thick cream, you can't get it out. So one of the reasons the bottle is shaped like this is because every time I'm trying to get the product out, one, I have to take the cap off. So I don't ever use it with this on, like I don't ever use it like that. I use it with the cap off, and then I have to squeeze it into my hand, right? Which brings me to why this is so ridiculous. If you're gonna create a product as thick as this, because this is a very thick product, and it's a leave-in, this is an amazing product. I do have my qualms about it. But it is a really good leave-in in the sense that it does hydrate your hair enough between hair washing and hair styling. So if you're someone who doesn't style your hair on the same day, I am that person. I will do that before I go to my bed. But if you aren't that person, this gives enough hydration in your hair to last you that extra day, where you don't need to worry about having to oil your hair to seal it. This does that really well. My problem comes from the fact that I can't get to the product, and so it's essentially moot, because me not being able to get the product, or at least get all of it, and this is a very expensive product. I think it's like £30 at the very least to get. So not being able to get to this product and having to pay that much money, and then like having to maneuver it to get it to work for me, is essentially a negative for me, right? And no matter how much I love a product, if I'm gonna have to work to get it to work, then I'm just gonna throw it away. I'm gonna find someone to give it to, because I do not have the time or the patience to. Like, hair washing for someone with curly hair is already a struggle in and of itself, right? Why do I need to add that stress to something that should be so simple, right? Secondly, this smell, and I'm not gonna say I hate the fragrance, but I hate the fragrance. It is a terrible fragrance. And I think if it were something else, it's very Cantu. And I think it's just this line, because I have another product that's here that I'm going to talk about that is also the same smell. And I think it's just this line because I have another product that is of a different line and it doesn't smell anything like that. So I think if it's just this. So this has a very Cantu-esque smell, and I do not like that. I don't like Cantu, mostly because I have traumatic memories from Cantu when I was back home. I feel like Cantu is a very drying product. I think they've reformulated, and so a lot of their products are very different now. But I'm so traumatized that I don't use it. And if I see someone using it, I'm just like, oh my god, you are brave. But for myself, I don't like it. And so having a product that is innately Cantu-esque in its smell is going to put me off of it, because I'm like, well, if your fragrance is going to be very similar, and I think this is even more overpowering than Cantu. It's so strong. And I know they're gonna say it's like natural fragrances, but at the same, those are not natural fragrances. I'm sorry. No. Natural fragrances are not that strong. Natural fragrances are fragrances that you put into your product. I'm just gonna go back to this. This has natural fragrances in it. This uses lime and lemon, and so you tend to, that's what you get, or neroli, or whatever. I don't know. I think very citrus. They have citrus-based ingredients, so like lime, lemon, neroli, lemongrass, stuff like that. You smell that in here because you smell that citrus-esque, and you smell it because that is one of their main ingredients. None of the ingredients in here smell like that, because they say they have. Half of these products I've never seen, so I don't actually know. I'm lying. Resurrection flower never smells that, so I don't know if that's actually what I'm smelling. Grated carrots, rare and andiroba, squeezed olives, aloe vera juice, basil leaves blend, and rosemary extract. Now, rosemary, I know what that smells like. Aloe vera, I know what that smells like. Olives, I do not smell that in here. Basil leaves, I don't think I ever paid attention to the way basil leaves smell. Basil, I don't even say basil. So I'll probably say basil, because if my friends see this, they're gonna roast on me. But yeah, grated carrots, they smell nothing like this. So I don't know, the fragrance just is not sitting well with me, and I do not appreciate that at all. Next, I'm just gonna go grab that because it's still in my bathroom, because I've only used it once. I just didn't get to put it in here, so I'm just gonna go grab it. Here we are. But here we are. This is like still full. I don't know if you can see it like through the package. It's slightly opaque, but not really. Yeah, there. I don't know if you can see it. I can see it. It's like right. It's about right here. It's like stops right here. Yeah. This says, and I like, if you can read this, you can tell me what this says. It says in shower style fixer, right? This is supposed to be done in the shower when you finish washing your hair, right? The directions say use on soaking wet hair, which I did. And it says take a dime-sized amount. Do not ever take a dime-sized amount with your hair. It's ridiculous. Rub it between your hands. I did actually start with the dime-sized amount, so it's not like I didn't follow the instructions at all. I did follow the instructions first, and then I realized that just wasn't gonna work, and then did my own thing. But it says take a dime-sized amount per hair section, and I'm assuming that they meant in small, like really, really tiny sections. But I'm like, that would take me forever. Rub between your palms first, smooth down the length of your hair, and use the praying hands method, which is essentially just this in your hair. So you just like grab, pull. Scrunch gently upwards, then air dry or diffuse. When it's fully dry, scrunch again to break the cast. There's no residue, no greasiness or crunch. I can say there is no residue. That you can't actually. There's no cast on it. There is no greasiness. It's very dry. And there is no crunch, so like you can just like easily break the cast of this product. It says it's a level 10 hold, and I do agree with that. It is quite a strong hold of this product, so I am gonna assume that that is what that is. Now here, like I was saying before, the fragrance of this line, because it's the same orange line, is very Cantu-esque, right? And the only common ingredients that they have from here is aloe vera, not even aloe vera juice, just a squeezed aloe vera and basil, right? None of those, that's not a smell you get when you mix that together. That is not what you get. I know aloe vera. I've grown up around it and I've smelled it. That's a very nasty, bitter fragrance. It's not anything that's pleasing, right? Basil, I do not think basil smells like that. It's a sickeningly sweet smell, and basil doesn't have that. And so that in itself isn't a bad thing. My reasons for throwing this away, like I said, I literally just bought it and it was in my shower. It was the first time I used it with this hair, which is why you can see that it's very much not cute, but that was my first time using this. And my first non-love for it is, it says take a dime-sized amount of small sections, right? Well, this just says sections. You have to use it in very small. If you're going to take a dime-sized amount, you're going to have to use it in very, very small sections. That's one. Using it on soaking hair that has no moisture in it, whatever. So it didn't say to moisturize your hair first. It says the key to locking moisture is to apply this product on soaking hair, right? It says then if your hair is extra dry, and not dry as in like dry texture, dry as in dry like this, you prime it first with something and then you go in with this, right? This does not work on hair type like mine. So if you have thicker curls or like more curls like this, it will not work on your hair type. And it won't work in the sense that it's not good at hydrating your hair. It does not hydrate at all. It locks in moisture. But hair type that is this coily, I say coily because it's, I don't know, but hair type like mine, if you do not like put something else in your hair, so say for instance put a moisturizer or a leave-in or something else, this won't work because it's just gonna hold on to yes, you have water in your hair, but trust me, by the time you put this in and your hair dries, all that water is gone. It's not heavy. It's a very watery formula. I'm gonna see if I can get some of this out. I do have some water, so I'm just gonna, so on that side you have this, which is still oddly nastily wet. I'm gonna take some water on this side of my hair. It says soaking hair, but I do not think that I'll be able to soak my hair. Oh, nice. It is soaked. I'm just gonna section that off. I'm gonna show you just how it works, right? Like, oh, I'm sorry, but oh, it's when your hair gets wet and there's product in it, it's not a very pleasant feel. So the first thing you want to see is that it's a dime-sized amount, right? That is a dime-sized amount. You probably can't see because it's like a clear gel, but that is the product. And again, it's a very sickeningly sweet smell. Cannot stand it. It is very Cantu-esque. I got on my nose. It is a very Cantu-esque product, and so you're supposed to rub it through your hands, right? Which essentially disappears the product. You take your hands in the praying method and you do that, right? You take your hands in the praying method and it's a lot easier if I were doing this properly, but I'm just gonna like smooth it through. And then you scrunch upwards, right? One, this doesn't really define my curls, so praying method does not help with my hair type, which I think it's not directed at my hair type. However, it is, because this line is for my hair type, but this product isn't. So I think it's a very odd product. I don't know, campaign promo. I don't know. I've recently woke, so forgive me. Like, I think that's a really bad marketing strategy. There you go, bad marketing strategy, right? So you can see it's, my hair is coated, right? But by the time this is gonna dry, it's gonna evaporate all of that because there's no actual moisture in the product. There's nothing to actually hold my hair and to coat it because it's such a thin, lightweight product, and it is water-based. As you can see, it's like very gel-like. It's very water-based, so it in of itself will also evaporate. So what exactly am I supposed to do once my hair is dry and all of that, right? It's not gonna help at all. So I'm essentially going to be stuck with hair that is dry and untamed in all ways, just because of this. I do not agree with that. I do not agree with this at all. I will be giving this away to someone, so I don't know who. I don't know who yet. I will find someone if I can give that to them instead, because it is basically a brand new product. I've only used it once and I didn't use that much. Like I said, it just like stopped here, right? So it's still for whoever wants it. That's me done. I have to go shower and wash my hair to get rid of all that. It's Sunday. I know there's a video coming out today, so have fun with that. It's been fun. I really wasn't sure if I was gonna go to film this, and I didn't think it was gonna be this long, but again, I talk a lot, so I don't know why I'm surprised. But that is me for February's empties. I mean, again, not all of these products are actual empties, but these are just things that we need to get. Like, some of them are, most of them are products that I love and I would repurchase. But the non-empties, you know, they obviously are products that we need to take time spending more, like, back to the drawing board with those when you target your audience. I think the problem is a lot of companies that make curly hair products, sans Curlsmith, because Curlsmith is targeted towards all curl types, so from the waves to the coils, right? So I think they should have an idea as to what their target audience wants and the things that they should be marketing towards. I don't think they've fully thought out with this product specifically, because I think every other product in that line is actually really good. I'm not saying that fully from my own knowledge, but I'm saying that from what I've seen and heard from other people. But I don't know if they've thought this product through, especially for that line. And if they, I think, reformulate it and come back again, probably change a lot of how they market it or how they describe it, how it's supposed to be used. Because I feel like if the usage is changed or the way in which it's supposed to be used is changed, along with a little bit of reformulation, it would be a really good product. I don't know if it's like, yeah, it's still just like very frizzy. So we're definitely gonna have to rinse that out. I'm actually washing my hair today. It's so in preparation for leaving, but you know, I'm not really upset about about having to do all of that. And again, this is just frizzed. No, you probably can't see it in the camera, but it is just frizz, and then it's gonna be all like white and crumbly once it's dry. But that is me for today. That is all. It's been fun, actually. because some of these products I'm relearning about, like the cream, stuff like that. And no, I'm reminded of what I want to repurchase, because a lot of these products is like products that I use and then I put them in the box and then I forget about them because I don't open the box until I'm doing the video. So now that I'm seeing them once again, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot I had this, I forgot I would purchase this, or like what I would purchase instead, do I need to purchase that, like some of that. Very pleased with all of that. And I'm gonna go get ready. I will be back because I have another video to film today. I'm gonna get as much filming as I can done and out of the way as quickly as possible, because like I said, I have a lot of stuff to do. I leave on Wednesday. It's Sunday. I haven't packed. My ticket is bought and all that, but I haven't packed. My suitcase isn't here, and just like a lot of other things. So wish me luck, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.